Well, hello, my valued listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Living in Your Power. I'm your host, Dr. Marlene Greenleaf, and I'm so glad you've joined me for this third episode in our December series, The Gift of Presence, Finding Joy, Faith, and Focus in the Season. This month has been all about slowing down, reconnecting with your soul, and reclaiming what truly matters. And today's message meets us right where many of us are right now, in the middle of the holiday hustle. So the title of today's episode is Faith Over Frenzy, Keeping Christ at the Center. Because, my dear listeners, even in the chaos, your peace can still be protected. Now, this time of year is beautiful, but let's be honest, it can also be overwhelming. There are gifts to buy, events to attend, meals to plan, and expectations to meet. And if we're not careful, we'll miss the message for the marketing and the peace for the pressure. But Christmas isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's not about how many people you serve. It's about remembering who came to serve you. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Perfect peace doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from anchored faith. And when your focus shifts back to Christ, the frenzy loses its power. I remember one December a few years ago when I was completely burned out. I had overcommitted, overextended, and overperformed, all in the name of being helpful. And yet I felt empty. Then one night, sitting quietly by my Christmas tree, God whispered to me, "My daughter, I didn't call you to be busy. I called you to be present." And that's when I realized I had allowed the doing to drown out the being. Faith is about trusting that what you've done is enough because He is enough. So this week, instead of racing to finish the checklist, maybe God is inviting you to rest in the assurance that you are already loved, already seen, and already covered. Now, here are 3 ways you can keep Christ at the center of this holiday season and choose faith over frenzy. First, as always, start your day in stillness. Before you open your email or social media, open your heart. Take 3 deep breaths and say, "Lord, help me move with presence, peace, and not panic today." Next, create sacred boundaries. Protect your quiet time, even if it's just 10 minutes. When your spirit feels rushed, that's your cue to pause and not push harder. And third, celebrate simplicity. You don't have to do everything to make this season meaningful. Sometimes the smallest, most authentic gestures, like a handwritten note or a quiet prayer, a genuine thank you, that carries the most power. So when faith leads, frenzy fades. But let's get back to Isaiah 26:3 that says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Peace is not the absence of noise. It is, in fact, the awareness of God's nearness. I want to say that again. Peace is not the absence of noise. It's the awareness of God's nearness. So here's your empowerment prompt for this week. I want you to take a moment this week to reflect and write down, yes, we got to write it down. Where in my life am I allowing busyness to replace belief? How can I make more space for faith in my daily routine? And what would happen if I led my week with peace instead of pressure? I'm going to say this again. Write this down. Reflect. Take a moment this week to reflect and write down. Where in my life am I allowing busyness to replace belief? How can I make more space for faith in my daily routine? And what would happen if I led my week with peace instead of pressure? I want you to then say this simple affirmation out loud. Today, I choose faith over frenzy. I am grounded in peace, guided by purpose, and graced by God. Today, I choose faith over frenzy. I am grounded in peace, guided by purpose, and graced by God. So in closing, my dear listeners, my good friends, the world may try to rush you, but heaven is never in a hurry. God's timing is steady, His presence is sure, and His peace is still available right here, right now. So as you move through this week, let your faith become your focus. Let your peace be your posture. And remember, you don't have to do it all to live fully in His presence. So I want to thank you again for joining me today on this episode of Living in Your Power. And I'll see and hear you next week for our next episode in our December series. And this is going to be entitled The Gift of Grace, a Christmas Reflection. Thanks again for joining me on this episode of Living in Your Power. And until next time, I want you to remember to live boldly in your power today. And if it gets tough, just breathe. You still got the strength to rise. See you next time and continue to live in your power.